Okay, hello everyone. Dr. Beverly, your host. I think we're live. Okay. I muted my phone, but apparently you can mute it and it's not quiet. So I just stuck it in a drawer. Sorry about the interruption. So it's December already, the last month of the year. Can you believe 2023 is over? So as I meditated tonight to figure out what should we talk about and meditate on, and what came up was a memory from a long time ago based on what I hear a lot of today. So there's a lot of astrologers making predictions about December and about 2024, and people talking about the future and way into the future. And most of them are wrong, which reminded me of back in the early 90s. I have a friend, we're still friends, but we've been friends for, I don't know, 40 years. And we used to do different kinds of business together. She's now retired. But for 3 years, she carried a little teeny notepad with her. It was a little, do I have one? It was something like this, about this size, maybe a little smaller. And she was always writing in it. I thought, well, it's her business, you know. But after 3 years of watching her and seeing her write for no reason, I just all of a sudden she'd start writing in her little book. So one day I said, Gabby, it's none of my business, but what do you keep writing in your book? And she said, I write down your predictions. I went, I make predictions? She said, all the time. And that's when I started noticing, oh, people ask me, what about this? What about that? And I tell them. So I guess that's predictions. I know in the 90s, people said, oh, 2020, 2020. I said, nothing's going to happen. And sure enough, nothing happened. People said, oh, 2012, 2012. I said, nothing's going to happen. Nothing happened. And there was a spiritual teacher that I followed back in the 90s who said, oh, 2012. But the closer we got to 2012, she kept saying 2021. I said, nah, 2021, nothing will happen. Something did happen in 2020, but it wasn't the end of the world. Everybody keeps saying, oh, it's the end of the world and only 144,000 will be saved. That's all poppycock, okay? You know that, right? So I thought about what's going on now. And there's a lot of people, and if you know me, you know I'm independent. I don't like either party. They're both corrupt. If you think one side is good and the other's bad, you've missed the point. They're both bad. Well, I shouldn't say bad, but they're both, follow the money. They're both controlled at the top. Okay. It looks like this guy supports them and this guy supports them, but where do they get their money? Up here. So, yeah, everything is planned by these corrupt 1%ers. So, if you think you're on the good side, following the wrong guys. And there's a lot of people out there making predictions. Oh, we're going to have a global, what do they call it? Polar shift, and we're going to have a magnetic shift, and we're going to have this, and we're going to have these massive floods, and we're going to die of heat, or we're going to die of a ice age. It's just let all that stuff go. Just live in the moment, be here now. If you don't like what's going on, speak up about it. Okay, it's dangerous. A lot of people speak up and get killed. Their whole family gets wiped out. But if no one speaks up, nothing changes. And there is a lot of change coming. Change is hard. Change is scary. But the most important thing we can do right now is take responsibility for ourselves. What you think, what you do, what you say, how you act, it's the only thing we have control over. Now, there's people who want to make us slaves and they want to control us, but they can't actually control us, only if you let them. So, there was something else I want to talk about. Oh, yeah, that's right. This came up in meditation too. Don't sit there in quiet desperation. And if you follow poets, I think that comes from an American poet. I won't tell you who, you can figure it out. But a lot of people live their lives in quiet desperations. If you're old enough, you remember when Nixon was president and he called them the silent majority. And right now we have a really big silent majority. And we have a lot of squeaky wheels on both sides who are not the majority. So keep that in mind. There's still a lot of love out there, people helping each other, taking care of humanity, taking care of the animals, taking care of the plants, planting trees. I saw a newsreel yesterday where this one couple had planted, I don't remember how many, but I just remember it was over 1 million trees. Can you imagine planting over 1 million trees? That's a lot of trees. So they bought a lot of land. I think it was in South America. And they've recreated a whole environment again with animals that they thought were extinct are showing up. And it's pretty incredible. So don't believe all the negativity, stay positive, and keep imagining the future you want to see. That's what you will create. See an environment where maybe we no longer have a federal government. Maybe we don't need it. I think for a country the size of the United States, you kind of need a federal government because otherwise each state would say, oh, you can't drive through my state without paying a toll. Only residents can drive through. Whereas with the feds, they help pay for the roads so you can drive all the way across the country. So there's some advantages to a federal government, but most of it you can do away with. So anyway, that's my opinion. Do with it as you like. So let's go ahead and do our meditation. And we'll think about what is your prediction? What do you want to see? Visualize the future and let go of all negative energy, negative thoughts, negative feelings. You don't need them. Go. Learn to be in the moment. Okay, let me do. Oh, I always forget. I'll do this really fast because if you're watching, you already know this. You can sit, stand, walk, or lay. And I do use binaural beats, so put in your headset. I will make it stereo, so you have a different sound in each ear, which causes the brain to create a third sound, which is more powerful. If you don't have a headset, it's okay. You'll still get the music. You just won't get the benefit of the binaural beats. Okay, so let me do a share screen. And then we'll do a share sound. And then we'll make the sound stereo so you get the benefits. And then we'll turn me off so you don't have to watch me. Okay, so go ahead into your meditative state and let's turn on the music. Okay, so just close your eyes and just allow any thoughts, worries, concern, just float away out of your mind. And if they don't want to float away, put them in a bottle and put a lid on the bottle and set them aside. You can pick it up and open the jar later and get them all back if you want them. Or you can just permanently let them go, as they probably don't serve any purpose other than to drag you into the past or create a future you actually don't want. So instead, we're just going to relax from from our toes and our fingers, even our hands, our legs and our arms, and our body. And as we relax, we connect with Mother Earth, grounding ourselves with our roots deep into the belly of the earth. And in return, she sends us out her healing, marvelous, wonderful, compassionate yin energy that only comes from the feminine aspect of each of us, but is most powerful from that female womb that only a female has, and only a female can give that strong and intuitive healing yin energy. Everyone has yin energy, but it's most powerful from our mother, the earth. And as that energy moves up into our body, grounding us further and further, balancing each chakra, healing it, filling it with energy as it moves up our body. First chakra, second chakra, third chakra, fourth heart chakra, fifth throat chakra, sixth ajna center, seventh the crown of our head. And now we call on Father Sun, also known as the Central Sun, to send down the healing energy of Yang as it warms and energizes and balances the Yin with its Yang. And as Yin creates Yang, Yang creates Yin. As they balance each other out, creating the light and the dark in unison, in oneness. As we change with humanity, the change comes from the teardown of the old, which is the yang energy, the destructive force to remove the old and to be replaced by the loving, enduring yin energy in a cycle of benevolence and healing. We cannot survive without the light from the sun, and we cannot survive without the love of the mother. And this yin-yang dance creates a cycle of which we are a part. So now go into your inner space as deep as you can go, visualizing, hearing, imagining, whatever works for you, the future you want to see for humanity, a future of peace where all people are treated equally, no matter what their belief, no matter what their color, no matter what other issues they may have. Every human is treated with compassion and understanding. And everyone's needs, not wants, but needs, are met. This is possible and doable as long as we know that as long as we share and let go of our egos, that we can exist in love, helping each other as needed, the stronger helping the weaker. From the weakest and the smallest, up to the largest and the strongest, we are all one. to very, very slowly begin to move back into the room. Do a stop share so the music will stop. So just gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And if your journal is there, begin to draw your perfect future. And then write in your journal what it was that you visualized for the future, or you created or manifested, so that we see all of humanity growing, thriving, learning all the lessons that we need to learn, but in a positive way, where we are not slaves or overtaken by controllers. So thank you for joining me tonight. Let's see, Monday. See what the podcast will be. I should look these up ahead of time. I always forget. Let's see. So, December. Okay, so on the 11th is an interview Tim Bridges did of me. And then on the 18th, I will do a talk on the meaning of birthdays and age. Then Monday, the 25th is on a Monday. And so I will pre-record that. And it will be about what Christmas means to me, because Christmas, I'm sure, means something different to everybody. And then, of course, January 1st is on a Monday. And every year, I like to do a shamanic journey type of podcast where we let go of the past and manifest our future. So you'll want to bring a pencil and a few pieces of paper. You'll need 6 little pieces of paper, just, enough to write down one line on each piece. And you'll see the ritual I do every year. So thank you for joining me. And remember to be the light you want to see in the world.